Is it safe to visit Los Angeles? Today, Los Angeles has a higher violent crime rate than New York City. Los Angeles has seen a rise in violent crime since 2020 compared to pre-pandemic numbers. LA has seen an increase of just over 4% in crimes like murder, homicide, larceny, theft, burglary, assault, robbery, and aggravated assault. What's up guys, it's your boy Rome, and today's video we're going to be talking about, is it safe to live in or visit LA anymore? And then we'll talk about some tips that you guys should keep in mind to help you stay safe when you're in the city. Before we get into the video though guys, make sure to follow me on IG at Rome Perry, check the links in the description, and like up the video guys, and subscribe because I'm going to be posting videos every single day for you guys on this channel. So without waiting any further, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so first some housekeeping I wanted to go over with you guys. I'm originally from Maryland, right? So I've been living in LA on and off for about 7 years now. My last official move to LA was in January 2020, and I've lived here through the entire pandemic. So I'm definitely not an LA native, nor do I claim to be, but I have seen LA pre-COVID and post-COVID, and I have noticed a huge difference, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Also, I absolutely do not claim no type of gang affiliations, and I especially wouldn't do that on the internet because that's crazy. I do have homies and acquaintances though from different neighborhoods who, given me advice throughout the years that have helped me stay safe. So shout out to them people too. So overall, this video is just from my perspective and time living in LA. So if you don't like these rules, don't hate the player guys, hate the game. I didn't make LA like this. This is just what's going on in the city right now. So I wanted to give you guys some tips to stay out of trouble. So point number one, is LA safe? Well, let's take a look at the environment of LA today. During COVID, they let a lot of people out of jails and prisons because of prison reform, which to me is a really good thing because I don't really wish jail on people unless it's some really wild stuff. Then yeah, you may have to go sit down for a little bit. But even though prison reform is a great thing, at the same time, you got to realize that if you let a lot of people out of jail with no resources, no way for them to make money for themselves or feed themselves, there's going to be a huge problem, fam. I think we can all understand that. That's pretty much common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. So once there's no more COVID money left, no more stimulus checks going out, what do we think is going to happen? Exactly. People are going to rob, people are going to steal, they're going to break into houses, the murder rate is going to go up, all because there are no more resources to help people out. And on top of that, when all the COVID money runs out, people in Beverly Hills or Hollywood who look like they still do have money become a target. And people don't really say this a lot, but LA is type small, meaning that the quote unquote hoods that I'm talking about are only like 15 to 20 minutes away from the really nice parts of the city like Beverly Hills, Hollywood, etc. So if you think people can't drive from their house, hit a lick, and then drive 20 minutes back home, you're tripping because that's exactly what goes on. And it happens quite often according to these recent crime statistics. But I definitely don't want to scare you guys and over sensationalize this video like LA is the worst place to live in the world, because it's not. It's definitely not the safest place to live either though. So if you're thinking about moving here or visiting, how do you prevent yourself from being a target or at least minimize your chances of being a victim of violent crimes? Well, luckily for you, here are my 5 rules on how to stay safe when in LA, whether you're just visiting or thinking about moving here. Rule number 1, always be mindful of how you are dressed. Yes, guys, gangs are a real thing, so stay away from wearing all blue or all red at any times. I don't really think I need to say that, but just be smart and use your brains. When in doubt, an all black fit or a white t-shirt is always your safest bet to go. Another thing that out-of-towners don't really associate with being gang related, but that is gang related, is wearing fitted hats. Different gangs in the city wear different MLB logos to represent their respective hoods. I'm not going to sit here and get into which hats represent which neighborhood. There's a YouTuber named Xavier TV who already made a video on that. I think it's called the most dangerous hats to wear in Los Angeles or something like that. So just basically be careful the type of hats that you wear. You could be unknowingly wearing a gang affiliated hat in the wrong neighborhood and get yourself into some trouble because you may look like someone's potential enemy. So don't be surprised if they walk up on you trying to check your temperature and see what you want. If that ever does happen though, just say that you're from out of town and that you didn't really know. Usually people can be understanding of out-of-towners, but if you want to avoid this completely, the only 2 safe hats that you can wear in LA is an all black LA Dodgers hat and an all blue LA Dodgers hat. Definitely don't be out here wearing a New York Yankees hat or a Boston Red Sox hat around here thinking it's sweet. I don't care if you're from those places, it's just not a smart thing to do in this particular environment. Okay, next guys, know your surroundings. First, you gotta know which parts of LA are considered the hood. My general advice is if you're by the airport, LAX, You're really not in the safest place in LA because there are a lot of gang neighborhoods surrounding the airport. So I wouldn't really be looking for Airbnbs or houses down there because you might be living in someone else's neighborhood and get involved in some BS just by being at the wrong place at the wrong time. So your best bet is to always go north. To me, I would recommend going to like Hollywood or West Hollywood or the San Fernando Valley or Santa Monica. Even at that, those places are not perfect. So when you are out and about, just remember to stay out the freaking way, guys. My rule of thumb is I never spend more than 2 hours at one spot. For example, if we're going to the beach, I'm going to kick it for about 1 hour and then I'm about to leave. Or if we're going out to get food, I'm kicking it for about an hour or two and then I'm heading home. When you're in one place for too long, you're pretty much a sitting duck. So remember that even though you see palm trees and the sunshine and things look really nice, things can go pretty left here really fast. So always keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to anything that may seem off to you. Okay, next guys, if you got expensive jewelry or expensive clothes or expensive shoes, don't just be wearing those everywhere you go, guys. That's crazy. Like, come on, we gotta be smarter than that. You know people out here in the streets are starving and you can't carelessly be walking around with like a Rolex on your wrist and expecting you to be okay. Because someone might see that, walk up to you and make you come up off that Rolex. And that's just the way things are. Or worse, they may follow your car back home and then rob you for everything inside your crib once you get there. So when you're out, don't really be too flashy. I'm not saying you gotta dress like a bum. Really just don't overdo it because you gotta just think like, would you ever walk into a lion's den holding like 2 steaks in your arm? Exactly, no, right? That's just not a smart thing to do. So I wouldn't do it here either. Okay, next guys, always remember to show respect. At the end of the day, guys, respect goes a long way, especially if you're not from here and you recognize you're in another person's territory. Don't just walk around thinking you own the place because you will get checked. And I'm not saying you should be walking around scared or with your head down either because I've never done that, nor do I plan on doing that like ever. But I would be lying if I didn't say if I walked past somebody who looked like they could possibly be a threat, I'll probably just give them like a little head nod or say what's up. It don't mean you got to have a 2 to 3 hour conversation with everybody you see, but it's just a respect thing to me. Like I see you standing there, I acknowledge you as another human being, and I'm also showing that I'm not scared to talk to you by just saying what's up. So it really just diffuses any type of tension that may arise and lets everyone stay calm enough for you to get up out of that situation. By showing respect to everyone you see, even if people were thinking about doing you dirty at front, they may be like, damn, you know, bro's pretty cool. He said what's up, he's going about his business. I'll give bro a pass. But the next fool who walks around here may, you know what I'm saying, we may be on him. So just by showing respect, you can like dodge the bullet, literally. And lastly, guys, how to answer the where are you from question. So I couldn't end the video without talking about this because it's important. Let's say one of those situations I talked about earlier in the video happens and it goes left. What do you do from there? So let's say you're walking down the street, right? And all of a sudden you hear, hey bro, where you from? First thing you got to do is don't panic. If people smell fear on you, even if they wasn't going to attack, you just looking scared may give them the extra battery in their back to act up and do something out of character. So remain calm, remain cool and collected. 9 times out of 10, they're just probably checking to see if you're from a rival neighborhood. And if you're not, then just say that. Tell them where you're from in like a confident manner, but don't be too overly aggressive either because you may get yourself into some BS. For example, I got a story time for you guys. When I first moved back here in 2020, during the beginning of the pandemic, I was living in like a well-known gang neighborhood. I didn't really check that out before I moved here. I was just kind of like, this place seems cheap, so I'll pick here to live. So as I'm there for a couple months, I get to kind of understanding what's going on in the neighborhood, but I kind of do my own thing. So one day I'm crossing the street and all I hear is, hey cuz, where you from? So I turn around and I see a dude like walking towards me clutching. And if you know what I mean by clutching, then you know. Plus it's like broad daylight, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm with a girl at the time. So I'm thinking like, hey bro, ain't no way this is happening right now. But you know, as bro crosses the street to walk towards me, before he can even get up close on me, I told shorty to like, you know, stay behind me because I don't know what's about to happen after this. And as he got closer, I just said like in like a calm but confident voice, like, I'm from Maryland, what's up? No smile on my face. I looked bro dead in his eyes, showed no fear, right? Because I knew if I let this dude get up on me close and I'm showing fear, things can go really left for me really fast. And I wasn't really having none of that. And like I said, I didn't do it in like an overly aggressive manner, like, whoa, I'm from Maryland, but it's none of that because that can get you hurt too. So really just be calm, be assertive with a straight face. And usually in my personal experience, people from LA, when they find out you're not really from here, they can be pretty cool sometimes. Like in this story, all bro said was, oh, all right. And he turned around and went on with his business. Other examples have been where I'm playing basketball, like at Venice Beach, and run into some people and they ask me, where you from? And from that conversation, it turns into them showing me around LA, us going out to get food after the game, and then putting me on to where to go in LA, where not to go, what's not safe. So again, it just goes back to the respect thing. Like if you show respect, 9 times out of 10, you'll get it back in return. So if someone stops you, just acknowledge them, acknowledge their presence. You don't have to stop and have a whole long conversation. A simple like, hey bro, I'm busy right now, but be blessed. It's good enough to usually get you out of the situation and de-escalate it so you can get to your car and leave. But that's it for this video, guys. These are my 5 tips on how to stay safe when you're in Los Angeles, California. If you found this video to be helpful, remember to leave a like and comment your favorite place in LA below in case people watching this video want to check it out. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for daily uploads and follow me on Instagram at Rome Perry. And that's it, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.